Hey there, it's Kathy from Scholar's Voice, and today we are talking about all things writing retreats. Yes, academic writing retreats are a thing, and I really hope you've experienced one. But if you haven't, today I'm talking about what the research tells us about academic writing retreats, why they are a legitimate professional development activity. They're not a vacation. Why they work, and how you can find an academic writing retreat that meets the criteria to that's going to help you meet your writing and publishing goals. Now, I want to say first something that I think is really important about retreats and the way that we teach using retreats as a tool inside what we call our soaring system, which is part of our Navigate Your Writing Roadmap program. And what we do when we teach that soaring system, which is basically how these different tools that you use and you bring together to develop a sustainable, we call it relationship based writing practice. The relationship with your writing is really, really important. And we represent that soaring system as a pyramid. And at the top of the pyramid is writing retreats. And the reason it's at the top of the pyramid is because you're going to probably do them less often during your academic career or during the academic year, but they are very, very impactful. So you can do one a year or one every few years, and the benefit of the writing retreat continues to trickle out throughout the whole year. And the research on writing retreats tells us this. It says it gives us reasons that writing retreats are so impactful. So let's dig into what that research actually says and describe what a good, like how can you make a good decision about going on a writing retreat. All right. So first of all, I want to talk about one of my favorite authors who writes about academic writing retreats, and that's Rowena Murray from the University of West Scotland School of Education. And she has a book that's called Writing in Social Spaces that's all about academic writing retreats. And she talks about how a structured writing retreat for academics has a ton of potential benefits. I'm going to read some of them to you. So this is quoting Rowena Murray. One of the things that a academic writing retreat does is that it privileges writing over everything else. This is really important because it's almost like you get to practice doing that, which is something you need to bring into your everyday writing life, that practice of privileging writing over other things. Now, why do you have to do that? Well, that's because most of us will let other things that are more urgent, seem more pressing, to take over and let our writing fall to the bottom of our to-do list over and over again. And of course, when your writing falls to the bottom of your to-do list, your publications don't come out because your writing must happen in order to get those publications out. So privileging writing over everything else is one of the things that a writing retreat does, right? You are leaving your home environment to go someplace else specifically for writing. It's expensive to do that. It's expensive in time, in money, and energy. And that means you're really putting resources into and privileging academic writing. Super, super important. And one of the reasons why retreats work is because it makes you do that privileging. All right. Another thing that Murray says is that writing retreats legitimize the act of writing in academic and professional work. And I love this one because we spend so much time putting academic publications, peer-reviewed publications, up on a pedestal. And it's like, that's what we need for promotion. That's what we need to get a job. That's what we need to get grants, right? They're up there on that pedestal. But you know what's not up on the pedestal? Writing, right? We don't put writing up there. Like, that's one of the reasons that we have to go away to do it. So legitimizing writing as something that also belongs up on the pedestal. Like, if you're going to put publishing up there, you need to put writing up there too. So that writing is takes its place, or a writing retreat helps enhance your own vision of writing as professional work. Okay. Another thing that Mary talks about in her book is developing the discipline of writing, right? It's not easy to sit down with the blank page and do the work, right? A podcast that I listen to for writers talks about keeping your butt in the chair, right? Like that's part of the hard part about getting the writing done is planting yourself in the chair and getting and actually doing the writing. What a writing retreat helps you do is like you are there for that reason, right? There's not another reason than but in the chair. And so it can be really helpful to kind of start develop that discipline of staying with your butt in the chair and getting the writing done when you have that kind of safe and protected space for writing that a writing retreat creates. All right, another thing that Mary talks about is inducing the level of concentration needed for academic writing. And the reason that retreats are so good for this are that um, retreats help you to like eliminate all the other all the other distractions, right? So yes, could you write in your office on campus during the semester, right? You can and you should, and I'm sure you do. And often what happens is student knocks on the door, colleague knocks on the door, email notifications are dinging. You know, you're looking around your office and there's your textbook for the class that you need to prep for next week. There's lots of things that pull our attention. But when you're on a writing retreat, you get that level of concentration on your writing, partially from being away from all that other stuff. So that is a really important part of enhancing your writing practice is having the experience of being in a place that is structured to help you concentrate on your writing. Another part, and this is so important, stimulating discussion of research and writing. So one of the things that we do on that we're going to do on our upcoming writing retreat is we are going to have daily group coaching sessions, and those sessions are meant for talking about craft. We are going to talk about writing. We're going to talk about the mindset around writing. We're going to talk about how things are going. And we have 2 touch points each day. One is in the morning. It's more like a intention setting, goal setting type of touch point with our retreat group, including myself and Gina, our head coach. So you're saying out loud your intentions for the day. You're kind of putting your flag in the sand and saying, this is what I'm working on today. And then after lunch, we will have a group coaching session where we, as writing coaches, like really help you dig into writing as a craft and how you can continue to improve your writing practice as a scholar and as an academic. So that stimulating discussion of research and writing is really important because, you know, in the hallways or in the lunchroom or on the way between classes, we don't often have discussions with our colleagues about our writing practice, especially. And this writing retreats can help provide that space for discussion of writing as a craft. Okay. um, Murray also talks about enhancing writing behaviors, concepts, and relationships. I don't know if exactly she means the relationship with writing, but that's what I take away from this. I talk about this often is that you have to have a positive relationship with writing for it to get its own momentum and continue to develop and continue to sustain with you throughout your scholarly career. If you have a relationship with writing where you dread it, where it feels like slogging, it has this like opposite effect, right? Like just those emotions around writing will stop you from sitting down and doing it. And what you want is to have like create this really positive relationship with your writing, and it gives your writing practice almost like natural energy and momentum and drive. And getting back in touch with your writing on a writing retreat is just such an amazing way to develop that relationship between you and your writing. And finally, of course, writing retreats increase and improve your outputs for research, assessment, and promotion, right? Like, of course, like if you're writing more, you're publishing more, and that will have a positive effect on your tenure packet or on your grant, your ability to get grants. And really, what I like to say too is like it enhances your voice in the world, right? And that is going to have positive effects on your career in terms of very tangible things like getting a job, getting promoted, getting grants. And all of that. So I love Rowena Mary's work about writing retreats. I want to just highlight a couple of things about what makes a good writing retreat, okay, for academics. And we talked a little bit about them here already, but I want to highlight three things that are really important aspects of an academic writing retreat. One is the community. Okay, so the community that you are on the retreat with is really, really important. We want to strive to find communities of like-minded academics where you're going to go and be in a non-threatening, non-competitive environment of people coming into the writing retreat space with the intention of getting writing done, with this open mind and open heart about working on writing as part of their professional development practice. So that community is really, really important. So who's on the retreat makes a difference. Your colleagues on the retreat make a difference. The second thing is that the retreat has some kind of structure. And this is something that the research about writing retreats is very, it emphasizes very much. You don't have to have a very rigid structure. We say for our retreat coming up, it's called spacious. And so it's lightly structured. There is a daily structure. There are touch points throughout the day. And there's lots of private time where you can write. Okay. So it has both the structure and the quiet and the time where you're not expected to be anywhere. It's just between you and your writing, right? So some kind of structure is really important for a writing retreat, or else you will be at sea, right? Like if you just go someplace and it's just like, great, like, right, it can, it can feel like a little bit of a waste of time. It can you I don't know, even if you go someplace by yourself for a retreat, you need to create some kind of schedule or structure for yourself. And the research on academic writing retreats agrees that structure, we call ours lightly structured because there's a lot of spaciousness in our structure, but some kind of structure is really necessary. Those touch points, those moments where you can communicate, talk about writing. And that brings me to my third part, which if you're going to pay for a writing retreat, then I suggest that you pay for a writing retreat with professional writing coaches. Okay. So the person leading the retreat, dedicates their work to writing coaching. And of course, it could be that person does it full time or not, but that person who runs the retreat has some experience in writing and publication for academics and how to coach people through mindset issues around writing, how to coach people to create the person who's writing the retreat has a method for creating a sustainable writing practice. And I would also say like that, just like you want the community on the retreat to be values aligned, you want the coaches who run the retreat to be values aligned with you. So you want to be looking to someone whose content you resonate with, whose ideas about writing and approach to writing are attractive to you and feel right to you. So those are three important things to look for when you are shopping around for a writing retreat. Now, of course, I want to invite you to our writing retreat. So my company, Scholars Voice, is running an in-person writing retreat for the first time in many, many years. We used to run them pre-pandemic, and then we stopped completely, went completely virtual during the pandemic. I swore off writing retreats. I was like, I'm never going to do this again because we had to cancel retreats and refund people, and it was so terrible. But I'm like, yes, I am ready again to run a writing retreat. So, from August 4th through 9th, 2023 in San Juan, Puerto Rico, we are going to be together for a writing retreat called Spacious. Now, I'm going to link in the description the document that tells you all about the retreat, what it costs, what you can expect, what the light structure of the retreat is. You're going to get a very good sense of our community values and the way that we work as writing coaches when you read that document. Also, you'll see it right here on the YouTube channel. So it is, I think, obvious the kinds of my take and our company take on writing retreats or on writing in general. So we will be there with you on the retreat. There will be daily coaching in groups. There's going to be opportunities for informal one-on-one coaching from myself and also from Gina Robinson. And we are very, very excited to be bringing back our retreat as an offer within Scholar's Voice. But spots are going fast. And the cutoff date to join us is June 3rd. So the retreat happens August 4th through 9th, but we must, cut off enrollment on June 3rd. So please check out the information and enroll. We would love to see you in person. Wouldn't that be amazing? So check it out. And thank you so much for investing in yourself, even just in watching this video to find out more about writing retreats.